Hi guys! I recently bought this very interesting A5 zipped notebook cover and I wanted to show it to you because I think it's a good alternative if you like zipped covers and you're looking for something cheaper or more easily available than the Hobonichi zipped covers. And in the case of this year's zipped Hobonichi covers, they have leather zip pulls, so if you're looking for something vegan friendly, this is also a good option because it's faux leather. So this is from a company called Boxclever Press. It's a UK brand, so I don't know how widely available it is internationally, but it's very easy to get on amazon.co.uk. I'll leave the link down below where I bought this. And they have a range of these really nice, very high quality and extremely reasonably priced zipped notebook covers. So there are two different ones which only have a slight difference between them. There's the basic one, which is I think £11.99 or something like that, and doesn't have pockets on the inside. And then there is this one, which I think is called the luxury one or the luxe one, and it's got pockets on the inside, and I think it's £16.99. So that was the one that I bought. And it comes in a few different colors. Obviously, I love purple, so I had to get this one. I'm not sure how true to life this is coming up on camera. It's just a very deep, rich purple. It's stunning. So highly recommended if you like purple. They also have a turquoise one and I think a pink one and maybe red or orange. They've got a few different colors that look really nice. So if you check the link that I leave to the Amazon page, you'll get to see all the different colors. And it's designed for A5 planners or notebooks. So I'll show you how it fits with a few different planners in a minute. But in terms of the look and the feel, it's a very soft, very tactile faux leather. Feels a little bit padded. It doesn't have much texture at all. You can see there's a little bit of pattern on it, but it feels extremely smooth to the touch. It has beautiful stitching. The stitching is matching rather than contrasting, which I like. So the stitching goes all the way around. And then you can see this is what it looks like on the side. So it's completely smooth, there's no writing, there's no branding, which I like as well, and the back also. So it's just completely plain. And then this is the zip. It's a really nice, chunky, silver colored zip. It's solid metal, it feels very sturdy. I really like the sleek look. It feels like kind of nice and high quality. And that's what the zip looks like. Goes all the way around. And that's the bottom. So I have never been a fan of zip planners myself, but I was curious to try it, and because it was so inexpensive, I thought I'd rather try this one, see if I like it, see what I think about it, and I felt like I can always use it for something. So I'm still not really a fan of zip planners. I think that the reason is that I like things that look like, I like planners that look like books. I've talked about this before. So I feel like you never get a book with a zip around it, or it's very unusual. Whereas planner covers that don't have zips, that are either have a snap or just have pen loops or something, they somehow look more like books to me. I think that's the reason behind it. But I like the idea of it because it's very nice to know that everything is secure, that you can't lose anything, that if you have papers and stickers and pens and stuff, that they're securely inside. So I do like the concept of it in a way. And this is really beautiful. So it just has a very nice feel. Feels like there's some kind of hardener on the inside, like cardboard maybe. So it feels kind of, it has a shape, it's stiff, but you can see it's kind of bendy, like little bit. There's a bit of give to it. So if we open it up, this is what it looks like on the inside. So it has the secretarial pocket here, it has a pen loop here, it's elasticated and it's black. Kind of wish that this were purple because then it would go with everything, because everything else on this is purple, but it's fine, and I think black is quite neutral and inoffensive. And then you have this little Velcro pocket here for coins or paper clips or loose stickers. I am not usually a fan of these pockets on the inside of planners. There's one on the Doki book cover, which is a kind of similar cover, which I don't really like because it adds to the bulk. This one is not quite so bulky, maybe because it doesn't have a snap. And you know, the material is pretty thin, so it doesn't add a lot to the bulk. And it could be convenient. I guess you could also use it as a wallet, and you could put coins in here, although you couldn't fit that many in. But for planner addicts, I'm thinking probably washi samples or loose stickers or paper clips. And then, so this is stitched here on both sides, so you can't put anything in here. This isn't a flap. Here you've got the flap where you can put the notebook, the inside of, well, you know, the back cover of the notebook, and it's all stitched. So the detailing is really nice, very high quality. Everything is beautifully finished. And then here you get some slip pockets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all the same size. So this one is completely, this one goes the length of the whole thing. It's very deep, but the rest of them are all the same size. So you could fit credit cards or whatever in here. So I think it's very practical, it's very functional. This is what makes it the luxury version, because there's one that doesn't have the pockets, but I really like the pockets. And then in terms of notebook sizes, it's designed for A5. So I bought this with my Hobonichi cousin in mind, because I was having a bit of a Hobonichi cousin cover slump and trying to find the perfect cover, which I think I've now found. It's the one that I showed you in a recent video that I'm using now. That's a kind of Fodori style, but it's a Hobonichi cover. And this one will fit any A5 notebook. So this is a Leuchtturm A5 hardback, and you can see it fits perfectly in here. Just enough room on the top and the bottom for the zip, and the bookmark can like kind of curl around the side here. So it fits perfectly. It's designed for A5. The only thing is that when you close it, there's a lot of extra room on the side, and this is actually the main thing that put me off using it for my cousin. You can see there's this gap here. So it's designed for A5, but I think it's designed with the idea that you could use it for a spiral notebook, so you'd have some extra room here for the spirals, which is probably why you've got that extra room there. And this probably wouldn't bother everybody, but I'm just, I don't know, like super obsessive about planner sizes and things fitting perfectly. So the only other thing you could do is move it out a bit so that it doesn't like kind of sit flush at the end here, and you have a bit of an extra gap on this side, and then it will go to the end on this side. Or you could try to get it somewhere in the middle. So I guess this would probably be ideal, because then there isn't too much room on either side. So I don't know, I'm sure that I'm not the only one that has this issue. So I just thought I would mention that, because it's a beautiful, beautiful cover. It's really well made, it's stunning, I love the color. And it is for A5, but that's the only thing that kind of bugs me, is that you end up with quite a bit of room on each side. So I think that this is probably the best, because it's kind of in the middle. But something about me just wants to like kind of push it in all the way so that it fits snugly here, and I think that's what it's intended to do, because you've got this line here. So this perfectly fits the A5, so it's just that you have this big gap here, which means that you could fit in a thicker book, but I think probably most of us don't really have books that are much thicker than this. Even the cousin isn't really a lot thicker than this, and so when I put my cousin in, it was pretty much the same, had the same effect. You can also put in something that's a bit bigger, but not a huge amount bigger. So something that I was thinking is that it might be perfect for a disc-bound planner, because it's got all that extra space. So I've got this planner, which came as a spiral bound, and then I turned it into a disc bound, and it's just a little bit bigger than A5. And sadly, well, it kind of like, it just fits in here, but then when you close this, it's kind of like borderline, so you can just get it closed, but it's a little bit tight. So that I thought was kind of cool, because you see here, that fits perfectly, and it takes away my issue with having the extra space at the side. But sadly, this is not a standard size planner. I've never known another planner to be exactly this size. And so for example, the classic size Happy Planner is bigger than this, and you wouldn't be able to get it in here. And I don't know of any other planners that are like this, that are just a little bit bigger than A5. But happily for me, it fits this pretty perfectly, except that, you know, it's a little bit tight at the top. So there's that. Now, I thought maybe this would be good for the mini happy planner. So you can certainly fit it in. There's a bit of room at the top and the bottom, but it fits reasonably snugly. You still have a bit of space here. So I'm not sure if it's ideal for that, but depending, if you'd like to have a zip cover for a mini happy planner, I think that this is a pretty good option, especially if you use the mini discs. These discs oddly seem a little bit big for it, because when I close it you can kind of, I don't know if you can see it, there's almost, you can't really see it, but it kind of feels a bit like it's kind of almost a little bit too big, but with the mini discs it would be totally fine. And then unfortunately I was hoping that it would fit the Boxclever Press Daily, because that's just a bit bigger than A5, but sadly it's just a couple of millimeters too big. So I think you could probably get it in if you worked really hard and maybe cut down the cover, but you can see it like doesn't quite fit in, and so I think that it would not be wise to try, because I certainly wouldn't want to cut this down at all. So that's how it goes in terms of sizing. So I mean, for me it actually works like the best with this, which is kind of cool and unexpected, but I think for most people A5 is realistically going to be the size that this is best for. So the only question is whether you mind having this gap at the end. So that's basically it. I think it's good to know that there's another option there, and I don't know how this compares in terms of sizing to the Hobonichi zipped A5 planners, because I've never had one of those. So it could be that they also have a bit of space at the top and the bottom. I've tried looking at the pictures to see whether I can work out how they compare, and it does seem like there is some space at the top and the bottom just from the pictures that I've seen. And so it's possible that if you are happy with that kind of sizing, that this would be okay as well and you wouldn't mind it. The only issue is that, like I mentioned, there's only one flap here to put the notebook cover in. So unless you wanted to put the other side in the secretarial pocket, you would be kind of like, it doesn't fit exactly the same way that the Hobonichi zip covers fit, because they are designed to fit the notebook covers in either side, so it just kind of like sits like this. Whereas this one, I think you could get it under the secretarial flap if you tried, but I don't want to do it on camera because it will look kind of gruesome. And I haven't practiced it because it doesn't seem like it's really designed for that. It's designed to fit like this. But I think that this is definitely a really nice option, and if you keep it like that, then the space issue is not so much of a problem. And like I said, it's nice and sturdy. It gives you a sort of beautiful built-in, it's almost like a little desk. It gives you this nice space to write, and it's hard, so you can easily work with it. And then you've got the pen loop, and you have lots of space to keep stickers and receipts and all kinds of stuff. So I think that this is a really nice option, and I like it despite the sizing issue. And like I said, it just feels really, really good quality. I haven't had this long enough or used it, like kind of outside of the house, so I don't know how it will hold up, and if, say this is likely to scratch. But so far, just from having it around the house, it's been fine. It wipes off very easily. It feels durable, and it's certainly very well made. And is a really good price. The only other thing I would say about taking this out of the house that apart from the sizing issue with the cousin that put me off, is that it's quite big. So if I compare it to my A5 Hobonichi cover here, you can see it's quite a bit bigger, even when you count the pen loops. So I think that this is really more something that you would be likely to leave inside, and that kind of, I guess, put me off a bit, because I had bought this originally thinking or hoping that I could use it as a cover for my cousin, which I take everywhere with me, but it's just really big and bulky. So that is another thing to keep in mind. I think it's probably better as a stay-home cover, but it's so beautiful, and it's such nice quality that I think it's still worth considering for that. So like I said, I'll leave the link to the Amazon page down below. Let me know if you have any other questions about this. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!